Sketch the rational function y equals x plus 1 over x squared plus x minus 12, which we can factorize to give y equals x plus 1 over x plus 4, x minus 3. This tells us that we have a 0 on the bottom when x is negative 4 and a 0 on the bottom when x equals 3. So that gives us our asymptotes as x equals negative 4 and x equals 3. That's our vertical asymptotes. So if we now consider the numerator, y would be 0 when x is negative 1, which gives us an x-intercept at negative 1, 0. If we consider x being equal to 0, we would get 1 divided by negative 12. So that gives us a y-intercept at 0, negative 1/12. We can start to build a picture of our graph from this information. So if we have our x-axis and our y-axis, what have we found so far? We've found that we have a vertical asymptote, x equals negative 4, and a vertical asymptote, x equals 3. We've got the x-intercept at negative 1 and the y-intercept at 0, negative 1/12. Now, there's more analysis that we can do to get a really good picture of what this graph looks like. So think about the parts of this expression. So we have x plus 1, x plus 4, and x minus 3. The asymptotes and the x-intercept split the graph into different regions. So we can have to the left of negative 4. We can have between negative 4 and the x-intercept at negative 1. We can have in between negative 1 and the other asymptote at 3, and then beyond 3. If we think about x being less than negative 4, take a value like negative 5, all three of these are negative. A negative times a negative times a negative, or if you like, a negative divided by a negative times a negative, is going to give us overall negative. If there's an odd number of negatives, the function's going to be negative. If we go past negative 4, this one will still be negative, this one will become positive, and this one will be negative, which means the function overall is positive. Between negative 1 and 3, this one will become positive as well, and so overall the function is negative. And then past 3, all three of those are positive, so the graph is positive. And that tells us the regions the graph will be in. So it's going to be down here, it's going to be up here, it's going to be down here, and then it's going to be up here. So let's just get rid of that shading. From that, and the points we have, and the asymptotes we have, we should be able to draw the graph. Because if we consider x plus 1 over x squared plus x minus 12, because we have an x on the top and an x squared on the bottom, when x goes to infinity, y will go to 0. And we'll know whether it goes to 0 from below or above because of this analysis here. So it must do this in this region. Here it's got to come in from the asymptote, it's got to go through these 2 points, and then it must go out along the asymptote here. and then it must do this in this region.